Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, Old Dominion rules are out for Conquest Last Argument of Kings. You can go find these on the Parabellum Army Builder. You can select Old Dominion and go have a look at all the rules for yourself. But today, we're going to go through the army list, talk about everything we have available to us from the Old Dominion. And, well, let's go have a good check out of all the rules, see what the army's all about and what it's going to be able to do on the tabletop. And so with that said, we've got a full army list here. So we've got 6 character options, and then what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 unit options available to the army. That's pretty cool. And so we're going to go through all of it and just have a look and see what we can find and see what everything sort of looks like on the tabletop. Obviously, we don't have miniatures of everything here, and when we do come to a model that has miniatures, we will talk about that and make it known that you can pick up these miniatures to start with. But with that all said, let's get started. And so we've got a Archimanderite. There is a miniature available for this at current. Now, I think the first thing to talk about is Animate Vessel. This is a rule that the entire army seems to have, or at least a vast majority of the rules have, and it's all regiments and character stands in the army with the Animate Vessel special rule gain the Terrifying 1 special rule and may not perform an Inspire action. However, regiments receive the benefits of Inspiration when completing a successful charge or from any other special rules that would normally allow them to count as Inspired. So cool, we're not losing anything, we just can't get the ability of Inspire. In addition, regiments with the Animate Vessel special rule do not have to have a resolve characteristic and are always considered as if they have passed any morale or resolve characteristic tests. A character stand with the Animate Vessel rule does not confer their resolve characteristic to regiments they are attached to. However, regiments with this special rule may still be broken or shattered as a result of casualties as their formation collapses and soldiers are cut down individually. For those who don't know what Terrifying does, because we've got Terrifying 1 army-wide, at least Terrifying 1 anyway, enemy regiments in contact with one or more stands with this special rule suffer a -X, where X is the number of the Terrifying rule, in this case Terrifying 1, penalty to their resolve characteristic. In addition, enemy regiments in contact with one or more stands with this special rule making a combat rally action must roll a dice and compare it to their resolve characteristic. If the roll is equal to or less than the resolve, the combat rally succeeds. If not, it fails and the regiment remains broken. Pretty cool rule. Like, this is what you expect, a sort of rule that's going to go along and make the army feel like they're undead. Pretty cool stuff here just to begin with. But let's have a look. This is one of the medium characters. The other one that has a model at the point, we have the Strategos on foot. You've got the limited edition model you can go pick up now. And we've got the Ziliarch. All three of them are medium infantry at the moment. So we don't have any of our light characters in at the moment, but the Archimanderite. It's a priest 6, which is pretty cool. So the stand can use spellcasting actions. The X shows the stand's magic level. So magic level 6 is pretty cool. And then we've got Devout as well, which the stand with the priest special rule is targeting a regiment with the Devout special rule. It automatically converts one spellcasting failure to a success. Nice, so level 6 priest or wizard, and also getting some ability to make that even better is pretty cool. Character, obviously, and looking at the stats, you know, 1 volley, 1 clash. It's not really a combat character with 2 attacks, 5 wounds, no resolve as mentioned, defense only 1, and evasiveness 2. So, you know, pretty basic sort of stuff here, but we start going to look at Scholar of the Profane Art. This is the Supremacy ability. Each time this character stand activates, they gain 1 free additional spellcasting action. The character stand may not attempt to cast the same spell twice during a single activation. In addition, once per game, the Archimanderite may activate this Supremacy ability to reroll any number of dice when performing spellcasting actions this round. Pretty cool stuff. This is really, really nice. Just a solid ability. And this seems to be something that is, having looked through the initial sort of rules a little bit, this seems to be something that is common, is getting extra actions with these models, which is really, really cool. So let's have a look at all the treasures. We'll look at them on the Archimanderite. Probably saying that name wrong in some ways. So we've got the Arcane Artifacts Blasphemous Soma. When a character stand is equipped with this treasure is on the battlefield at the start of each round before the supremacy phase begins, add 1 dark power token to a dark power pool of your choice. Cool. Unholy Sacrament. The character stand may select friendly regiments in their warband as a target of their spells that have a range other than self. Cool. If the friendly regiment is targeted by a spell outside of its listed range, then the caster suffers 1 wound. So you can cast spells on your own units. Cool. I wonder what that's going to have use for. The character stand gains the Priest X+X rule, where X is the empowerment tier of the Dark Power Pool. Pretty cool, so you can really go to town on making a good priest. And then we start looking in armors. Obviously, these are going to be much more sort of applicable to your more combat-y characters. Aventine armor, the character stand in any regiment they currently join gain the Hardened 1 special rule against hits from the regiment's front arc. Hardened is when a regiment with a special rule is required to make defense roll, reduce any cleave, brutal impact, or armor-piercing value they have by X. Curious of Hasler's Shadow, character stand in all friendly regiments within 10-inch, gain the Obscured special rule, nice. Armor of the Living Saint, character stand gains the Bless special rule, where once per round the stand can reroll all failed hit or reroll all failed defense rolls. Really solid artifact that for 20 points. The Imperial Oplon, the character stand gains one or more stand of the same class for the purpose of contesting and capturing objectives. Cool, like really good. Objective controlling one. Oops, and I've just clicked back. So we'll go back onto the Archimandrite when it decides to load again. But then banners. We've got the Sanctified Labaron. This character may choose an army list entry that is available to them as a restricted option and count it as mainstay option instead. Ooh, that's a 40 points, but that could be really nice. That could definitely get you in some like more heavy hitters into force. I really like that. That's a cool artifact. We'll have to have a look at see what their restricted choices for a lot of their characters are to sort of see how worth it that is. But that does sound cool right off the get go. Celestine Banner. Character stand in any regiment always count as being inspired. Cool. So like once again, like we can't be inspired, but we get the effects of anything that makes us inspired. And then Semyon of the Legion. The character stand in any regiment that are currently joined to gain the Untouchable special rule. So you do not get supporting attacks when attacking them. Vexilla of the Lost. The character stand in any regiment they will be entering the battlefield from reinforcements getting the Flank special rule. Alright, that's really cool, especially since we've got a lot of medium characters available now. That could be really good just for the purpose of like now. Whether or not that continues to be good as we get like the light characters come into the force, that's definitely a useful one now when we've only got medium characters available to us at the start. That'll be a useful one. The character stand in any regiment that are currently joined again the Aura of Death special rule. Really nice, solid. Then we go into weapons. So we got Skofnung. Oh, okay. The character stand in any regiment that are currently joined to gain the Linebreaker 1 special rule. In addition, the character stand gains the Cleave +1 special rule. Linebreaker, when the stand with the special rule is in contact with an enemy regiment, that regiment ignores up to X total defense gained from Shield special rule and Bastion. Alright, nice. So we're ignoring shields and we're ignoring a point. That's a really cool weapon. And then we've got Calamitous Blade of the Stellasaur. +1 attack and Cleave +1. Solid. And then Uluthera, Giver of Mercy. The character stand gains +1 clash. In addition, when the character stand fights as part of a dual action, it gains the parry, counter attack, and cleave. Ooh, so a nice dual sort of artifact there. And then we go spells. So let's have a look at these. These obviously apply to the Archimandrite. So Hazela's Touch. Attunement 3. Target friendly regiment heals 1 + X wounds, where X is the current tier of the Dark Power. Dark Immolation. Ooh, this sounds cool. Attunement 3 scaling. Target friendly regiment gains Aura of Death +X, where X is the current tier of the Dark Power Pool. Any regiment affected by the spell has the Aura of Death X special rule limited to a maximum of Aura of Death 5. Cool. That's a nice spell. Blasphemous Power. Attunement 3 scaling 12-inch. Target friendly regiment counts as if it is under the effects of the Dark Power Pool tier higher than it is. This spell may not grant the tier 4 Dark Power abilities to a regiment if the Strategos of Ziliarch is not the warlord of this army. If the regiment is under the effects of the highest possible Dark Power tier, then the regiment gains Flurry and Decay 2. That's pretty cool. Like, that's a nice spell, like just giving some extra power. And and Unholy Baptism, range 14 inch, attunement 3. Target enemy regiment receives a 1 hit for each success. These hits have an armor piercing 1 special rule. Cool. Some solid stuff there. Like for the spells, I like it. There's some good like debuffs, buffs, and an offensive spell. All in all, it's solid. And let's have a look at the Fallen Divinity now. This is really cool. So it's got tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And so the tiers, I'm not exactly sure what they're for. I couldn't find the army special rules. And if I've missed them, let me know where they are and we'll go back and have a look at them. But this is just a solid stat line. Defensive 2, it's only, 6 attacks, Clash 2, Volley 2, 10 wounds, Evasiveness 3. It's a monster that is also a hero, which is really cool. It's got some cool rules around that. But we've got like Tenacious, so each time a regiment with a special rule makes a defense roll, discard 1 fail. So Blessed, Character, Cleave 1, Flank, Animate Vessel, Font of Dark Power. Any Dark Power token generated by the death of a stand belonging to a regiment within 10 inches of the Fallen Divinity must be allocated to the Fallen Pantheon Empowerment Pool. So some pretty cool stuff here. Like this is just a really, really solid ability. Solid hero, and like as it goes up in these tiers, it gets better and better. I mean, look at that: 15 wounds, 12 attacks, Clash 4, Defense 4, Animate Vessel, Brutal, Impact 3, Cleave 3, Flank, Font of Dark Power, Harden, +1, Tenacious, Terrifying 3, Foreign Weapons, Unstoppable. Like this thing is insane in how good it is. And so we've got the Hero Deacon, Priest 5, Animate Vessel character. Event is Dark Shepherd. The character stand may select a friendly regiment within 12 inch and immediately destroy one of its stands. In order to do so, deal wounds equal to the regiment, to the wounds remaining. Pretty cool. You're like able to sort of get some cool abilities to get more dark power tokens. But nice. Now, Strategos, this is one of our more combat-focused heroes. 4 attacks, Clash 3, 5 wounds, Defense 3 is nice. It's got a shield as well, so really Defense 4 is pretty cool. Glimmers of a Golden Age. The army may reach Tier 4 Dark Power Empowerment tier as described under the Empowerment rules. Once the Dark Power Empowerment tier reaches Tier 3, all regiments in the army gain the Flawless Drill special rule. Once per game, the regiment may perform a reform or combat reform in addition to any of its 2 actions per row. This is what I saw. Like it's another cool action, so you can effectively do 3 actions in a turn. Really, really nice. And then obviously you've got a cavalry version, and then we've got the Ziliarch, which is the other model available at the moment. I think it's pronounced Ziliarch. I have no idea, to be honest. Cleave 1, this looks like much more of an actual sort of combat character with its like 6 wounds, 5 attacks. Clash 2 only, but Cleave 1, like this looks like it could do a little bit more in combat. Obdurate Bone and Stone, the army may reach Dark Empowerment tier level 4. In addition, once per game, the Ziliarch may activate a supremacy ability, allowing all regiments in the warband to perform a free clash action during their activation this round. This ability allows a regiment to effectively clash twice this round. That is really, really cool. Double clash on your regiments. And so we're going to go have a look at the units that we've got available to us first. Because we've got a couple of units available and some aren't. So we'll look at the ones that are available first. So we've got Legionnaires, which are currently available. And so this is what we're looking like on a unit of Legionnaires. Shield support 1, Animate Vessel, Phalanx support +1. So Phalanx is the stand that has +1 defense against volleys in its front arc, and attacks made by enemy stands in contact with its front arc. And then we've got support +1, which is pretty cool. I'm just looking like it is a pretty not great stat line. But 120 points for 3 stands is pretty cool. Icon Bearers allow you to get 1 additional token from Empowerment. Standard Bearer. In this army, a regiment with the Standard Bearer against the Unstoppable special one and 1 to its march distance. Leader. And you've got all these other cool additional command models like an Acolyte. Any friendly spellcaster may target this regiment with spells. So there is no range to itself regardless of range. Dark Centaur. Regiment gains the Dread special rule so long as it consists of 6 or less stands. Dread enemy regiments in contact may never count as inspired. That's really, really cool. Profane Reliquary. Whoop. Regiment gains Aura of Death +1. Centurion, Flawless Drill, and Optio. Regiment gains the Vanguard special rule, which is so pretty cool. Like an additional free march when they move on is nice. So we do have like the Legionnaires available. They are one of the dual kits available to the army, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the other sort of unit available to us, which is the other one, not the Legionnaires. We've got the other unit, which is, if I can remember the name, the Praetorian Guard. Now these are infantry medium, and the Legionnaires are infantry medium as well. So, but the Praetorian Guard are another 45 points on top. So 55 points for a stand icon. You can take the Profane Reliquary, Centurion, Duck Centaur. Centurion, is that the one that I liked? Yeah, Flawless Drill is nice. Profane Reliquary for the +1 Aura of Death, and I think it's the Centaur that it was the cool one. Dread, yeah, pretty cool. Centaurs are really cool just for not being. I'm pretty sure that Dread is, yeah, you can't use. Can't count as inspired. So what do we get on these? We get Shield, Animate Vessel. So we get Clash, we get Defensive 2 on these guys base. So they're going to be Defense 3. 1 attack, Movement 5. They're like comparing them to the Legionnaires. I do like them. The Shield, the Clash. So like we look at the Legionnaires in comparison, we drop down to Defense 1. So we get more defense on the Praetorian Guard. But we don't get all these. We don't get the extra support 1 from the Memories of Old. It's an interesting choice. I'd be tempted to take more Legionnaires and just go for bodies, because like, yeah, I think bodies are the way. Taking a look at the characters, like, so let's have a look at the like Strategos that we've got available to us so far. Legionnaires, Praetorian Guard are restricted. Ziliarch, Ziliarch can take Praetorian Guard, so there's definitely some options there depending on what character you take. I think, you know, you could take a mix of the two. Ziliarch does allow you to take a unit Praetorian Guard as mainstay, which is nice. And then we've got the Archimandrite. What does he have available to him? Legionnaires only, Praetorian Guard. Okay. So we've got our other units as well. The other ones are available to us at the moment, and I think this is really where we're going to start to have a look at. So these are the wizard units I think they revealed. So the first one available to us out of all these wizards is the Keres. Keres probably sounds more right. So 150 points for 3 stands. The regiment may not be joined by character stands. However, it counts towards a character's restriction of including at least 1 mainstay regiment. This regiment may perform a spellcasting action during activation as if they had the character special rule. So Priest 1 +1 per stand, Priest 1 per stand, maximum of Priest 12. They've got a 16-inch barrage with volley of 2. Always count as obscured. They've got strong arm. The regiment never counts their targets. Their volley as obscured. Devout, sure shot. This is a pretty cool like little thing. And so they've got the spells Drain Wheel first of all. If the caster scores 1 to 3 successes, then reduce the target enemy regiment's value by -1. If you score 4 or more, then the target receives one additional hit for any Aura of Death effects until the end of round. In addition to reducing its defense rolls. And then Insanity as well. Inflict 2 hits per success. Target enemy regiment rolls defense roll using their lowest unmodified resolve characteristic instead of their defense value. Pretty cool stuff there. Like a couple of really cool spells. So really, this is 165 per unit because you're going to want to take a spell. But you know, ranged attacks on top of the spell is really cool for the Keres. And then we've got the Moroi, or the Mori. And so the both of these are light units available to the army. And so we've got Immolation as our spell. Regiment gains Aura of Death +X. Nice. And then Translocation. Immediately perform a 6-inch mark, ignoring all intervening regiments. So this is pretty cool. A light unit with that is nice. Translocation. I really, really dig that. Aura of Death 2. Fluid Formation. Cleave 1 as well. So this is a combat unit. They don't have the shooting as that the Keres do. I do like I think a mix of the two is definitely an option. Like the movement spell and Translocation is really, really cool on this. They're not as good a wizard as the Moroi though. So they haven't got a spell. So the Moroi, if we look... Oh no, they're wizard +1 per stand. Okay. And the carriers, sorry, carriers are what we're looking at. Yeah, the carriers are priest 1 per stand. So the carriers are a better wizard. The Moroi do have that vanguard move, so... Moroi are 15 points more per 3 stands. 15 points more per... 10 points more per stand, I think. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Yeah, there's some really cool choices there between the two. But, yeah, I think both of those are good. For me, I reckon Legionnaires seem like the choice I'd probably take out of the two. And so we've got other units. We've got the Athanatoi, or Athanatoi. This is a medium unit, so these guys are infantry as well. We haven't seen the models for these. Volley 1, Clash 2, 2 attacks. Okay, some more attacks, but no sort of extra. Bodyguards is nice. Character stands embedded in this regiment. Do not cause a regiment to break by refusing a duel. Nice. So this is definitely a unit you'd be putting like your characters in. Flurry for the rerolls, which is really cool. And then counter attack as well from the memory zone. During each enemy clash action, a duel. Nice. The defense rolls of 1 can cause a hit. Nice. Animate vessels, we've seen that. Defense 2, like, they're pretty cool. Like, the fact I really love that bodyguard rule. Bone golems are brutes and are heavy. Cleave 2, relentless blows, unstoppable, harder 1, aura of death 2, aura of death player potentially +1 from memories of old, 6 wounds apiece, 4 attacks, clash 2, defense 3. They're pretty solid. And then we've got the Buccocephaloi. Buccocephaloi. I don't know how to say that. 5 wounds, 4 attacks, clash 3. These are like more... They seem more effective, but they are 10 points more, and they're not as defensive as the bone golems with 6 wounds. So that's definitely an option. You've got Canophores, which are brutes and heavy as well. Flurry, Cleave 1, Blessed, Flawless Strikes, 230, 4 attacks, defense 3. So definitely lowering. We've got Centaur Cherokees, Cavalry, some more Centaur stuff coming in the game. Daily Shot, Animate, oh nice, Barrows 3, 16-inch, Sure Shot as well. Volley 2, like, they're not bad. And then Centaur Prodromoi, a combat version of the Centaur, light. So the Centaur ones are light and the combat versions, medium for the shooty ones. Cultists, these guys do not have the animate vessel, so these are obviously not dead things. Liquid Anathema, Barrows, Lethal, Strong Arm, pretty cool stuff. The Hashashin, Flurry, Vanguard, Cleave 1, nice. The Resolve, once again, this is not a actual undead unit, so that's cool. I like this. I like that we've got non-undead units available to the army. And then we've got Cataphractoi, which are a cavalry. These are an animate vessel, so these must be the normal sort of cavalry, I would assume. 5 attacks, 4 wounds, defense 3, clash 2, brutal impact 2, shield, animate vessel. So defense 4, these guys are solid on the Cataphractoi. Carriers, Legionnaires, Mori, Praetorian Guard, we've checked all of them out. Profane Sepulchre, Devout, Animate Vessel, Unhallowed Ground, Extortion of Faith. The monster, medium monster, which is really cool. So we do have 2 monsters available. 8 attacks, 14 wounds, defense 2. Devout, so that's going to give it priest are better at it. Unhallowed Ground, all other regiments and character stands in the same warband as Profane Sepulchre. Treat the Dark Power tier as 1 higher. Cool. And then Exhortation of External Faith. All friendly regiments within X gain the Fanatical Devotion special rule, where X depends on the tier level of the Dark Power pool. Fanatical Devotion, they heal when they're targeted by spells. Nice. That's a really cool. And then we've got Varangarian or Varangian. Man, they make up some weird names for this stuff, but I love it. And so, Animate Vessel Defense 3, is really nice for an infantry unit. Tenacious Cleave 2, these guys look really solid for 200. Nice, Linebreaker Cleave in there, Clash 3. Yeah, these guys are going to hit. But yeah, that's the options available to the Old Dominion. What do you think of them all? There's some really cool options in there. I think Cataphractoid is really cool. I love the idea that there are non-undead things like the cultists and the assassins are really, really cool. Is the Hero Deacon, do these all have Animate Vessel? Yeah, they did, didn't they? Ziliarch has it. Yeah, they've all got Animate Vessel on the characters. That's cool enough, but it'd be cool like if there was a character that didn't have Animate Vessel. So you could run like a full Death Cult army. But I do like that we have that available to us, like the Death Cult stuff. Really, really cool stuff. What do you think of Old Dominion? I can't wait to get some and get them up and running on the channel. We should have Conquest stuff on the channel very, very soon. Don't forget, if you want to pick up anything for Conquest from the new game, you can use our discount code, our affiliate link, which helps support the channel, get more Conquest stuff out for everyone. We'll have battle reports up, hopefully, within the next month. Fallen a little bit behind, and fortunately, due to some personal sickness, but we'll have them up soon. We playtested a couple of games, and so 100 Kingdoms and Nords will probably be first, with some Spires and Old Dominion coming after. But yeah, we've got an affiliate link you can use to get 10% off everything off the Parabellum eShop if you so wish to. Thank you all for watching. Let us know what Conquest stuff you want to see on the channel. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, drop us a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel and get your name up on the screen like all these fantastic people do, you can do so by supporting us either on Patreon or YouTube members. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd love to give them a shout out. So a shout out to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lull, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Dynat226. And a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Adriana Edwards, and Sean Scott. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our channel's Discord server as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.